Have you ever asked yourself, why do I feel so lost? Not just confused about what job to take or what city to live in, but truly, spiritually adrift. The philosopher Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." But for so many of us, we can't see forward because we've forgotten how to look inward. You see, for thousands of years, human beings were taught to navigate life not with a map, but with a compass. Our ancestors didn't have endless information or thousands of books on self-help. They had silence. They had ritual. They had elders who understood that you cannot find your way in the world until you find your way within. Today, we call this intuition, but we treat it like a luxury, something we dabble with in yoga classes or mindfulness apps. But intuition isn't luxury. It's guidance. It's your inner compass. And the tragedy of modern life is that we've outsourced that compass to everyone and everything except ourselves. Why do you feel so directionless? Because you're surrounded by noise. 24-hour news, social media feeds, endless advice columns telling you how to live, what to want, what to fix. But nobody asks you to be still. Nobody asks you, what do you hear in the silence? You see, true direction never shouts, it whispers. And if you can't stand being alone with yourself for an hour, you'll never hear it. Carl Jung called this the great silence within. He knew that every answer worth finding is buried beneath the noise you cling to. Most people think they are just confused about what they want. But the truth is, you aren't confused. You are fragmented. You're pulled apart by the versions of you that you think you have to be. The obedient child, the high-achieving adult, the pleaser, the rebel. These identities are just masks you learn to wear to survive. And the more masks you wear, the less you remember who you are when you take them off. This is why you can have success and still feel empty. Why you can have people who love you and still feel lonely. Because when your soul is fractured, no amount of validation can make you feel whole. In ancient traditions, when a young person felt lost, they didn't run to a therapist or a life coach. They were sent into nature alone. They sat by rivers. They climbed mountains. They spent nights under the stars. They listened for the voice within that our modern world has taught you to drown out. They knew what we've forgotten. If you want to find your way, you must first be willing to be truly alone. Not lonely. Alone. Because when you strip away the world's demands, you finally hear your own. And here's the dark secret. The world profits from you feeling lost. If you're disconnected from your inner compass, you'll buy anything to feel okay. Clothes, courses, addictions, someone else's idea of success. You become easy to manipulate, because a person who doesn't trust their own voice will trust any voice that promises certainty. This is why every spiritual tradition warns, beware of false prophets. Today, those prophets are influencers, marketers, gurus, apps. But the message is the same. Don't look inside, look here. And you wonder why you still feel lost. So what does it mean to reclaim your inner direction? It means you stop outsourcing your clarity. It means you sit daily in the presence of your own contradictions, fears, and longings. It means you become radically honest about what you want and what you're afraid to want. It means you don't rush to fix your confusion. You learn to listen to it. Because confusion is not your enemy. Confusion is the doorway to your real self. Rumi said, "The wound is where the light enters you." Your feeling of being lost is not a problem to solve. It is an initiation. So how do you begin? You practice silence. Not as an escape, but as a confrontation. Sit with a journal and ask, what am I avoiding? What part of me do I silence so I can fit in? What truth have I buried because it scares me to live it? And then you wait for the answers. They won't come overnight, but they will come if you stay faithful to your inner dialogue. This is not glamorous work. It won't win you likes or followers, but it will win you back to yourself. Your path is not a straight line. You will wander, you will doubt, you will take detours that feel like mistakes but are really lessons in disguise. Do not rush your becoming. There is no GPS for the soul. There is only the compass, and that compass is your still, small voice. If you betray it, you betray yourself. But if you follow it, even when no one understands, you walk the path only you can walk.